Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're all well. Sky News Australia. Um, though if as Sky News goes, it's not bad, I suppose, but still Sky News, I suppose, at the same time. So, UK Slam for moral collapse after Israeli fans banned from football match. So, the crack is Aston Villa, which is in Birmingham, um, have been scheduled to play Tel Aviv, Maccabi Tel Aviv, I think the team's called, obviously from Tel Aviv, in Israel, in the Champions League, possibly. And people are calling for the Israeli fans to be banned from the football match. And again, it's just the Muslims in it. It's just the Muslims. So it's because it's Birmingham as well. So obviously there you go. Birmingham. It's the first anything with a B. To be honest, anything with a B is fucked. Birmingham, Blackburn, Bradford, Bournemouth, Bolton, you name it. If it begins with a B, Birmingham, it's fucked. So that's the crack. They want to ban Israeli fans from the football match in about a week, 2 weeks time, maybe just over. And the match scheduled for Aston Villa, a home match for Aston Villa against Tel Aviv, an Israeli team. And they don't want the away fans to go, or because apparently the police can't guarantee their safety. And we've seen what happened in Manchester at the synagogue. So, I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry, I would say. Many people would say, but at the same time, we shouldn't be bringing politics into footballs. Some would say as well. So it's a mixed bag of emotions, I'd imagine, on many sides. So I'll have a listen to this anyway.
Truly extraordinary. British police have banned Jewish fans from a Europa League match in Birmingham next month for their own safety, apparently. The Aston Villa against Maccabi Tel Aviv on November 6 is set to be played at Villa Park without any away fans of the Israeli club at the game. Now, look, if you can't protect football fans from enjoying a national sport just because they're Jews, well, gee, something must be seriously wrong. Joining me now is Reform UK councillor Darren Grimes. Darren, thanks for your time. What sort of two-tier policing is this?
Absolutely right, Danica. Look, ultimately, this is a football club in 1938 that refused to do the Nazi salute and made international headlines for doing so. A football club that stood up to fascists and Nazis. Now it's taking the knee to Islamist fascists and Islamist Nazis, in my view. As you rightly say, this is our national sport. If Jews can't be protected from going to a game to enjoy watching our national sport take place for safety reasons, then Britain is on bended knee. This isn't policing, this is surrender. You know, football is meant to actually unite, not just the
Yeah, I mean, we recognise the state of Palestine, and I don't know if anybody's seen Tommy Robinson's currently in Israel. And regardless of maybe what you think, some people think of Tommy Robinson, and is he a plant, or I don't know. I don't know. Again, he's the one person I would say probably isn't. But he's in Israel currently. And one thing he did say once stepping off the plane, I did notice, which I completely agree with, to be honest. England, the United Kingdom, and the government may have recognised the state of Palestine, but the majority of the British people do not. And we do not recognise the state of Palestine. We not bend down to terrorists on bended knee. And that's why this is quite a big deal in many ways. I mean, if you look just down the right here, we've got GB News, multiple reports of a cowardly and shameful fury over Villa Park Israeli fans ban. A no-go zone for Jews, Birmingham councillor. So there's outrage here of um, large proportions, to be honest, because of everything that's gone before. That's the other side of this. This isn't the first time round the block, as he mentioned there. I think 1938 he mentioned refusing to do the Nazi salute. Yeah, we've been round this block before. We've been in these waters before, and the very much troubled waters that led to a very big conflict, which of the 70 million people died, I believe, in that region, that lasted for a number of years. that was a very horrific war. We've been in these waters before, and before that war, these waters were being sailed. The Jews were being persecuted, and we look like we're here again. And this is along them lines is what people are saying, that the fact that the Israelis A aren't safe in Britain, and B are being banned from events in Britain. It's like the old times have come round again. So again, like I keep mentioning, that there's a third world war in the mix here in the plans. Again, there's Albert Pike, the Freemason, mentioning the third world war, Israel and the Muslims. A very famous quote you could Google: Albert Pike, head of Freemasonry, for World War Three quote, I believe it is, and it mentions Israel and Islam. So yeah, we're in troubled waters, to be honest. It's a sign of the times in many ways of what's happening. And again, but the problem being, if you do let these fans go to the match, what could happen when, and any sort of violence towards the Jews or the Jewish people at the match could lead to much further escalations. And again, supposedly a peace deal's been struck there in the Middle East. But that's bad news if it erupts on our streets, which it already has, to be honest, multiple times. Again, the synagogue not long ago, less than a month, I believe, less than a month ago, the synagogue in Manchester. So, and we've had multiple attacks throughout the years, the Ariana Grande concert, the London Bridge, Lee Rigby, London bombings. You live Southport, if you want to include Southport in there. So multiple attacks over multiple years. But it's never been such Jew hating going on, to be honest. Again, I kind of feel this is what was it felt like before the Second World War was building, and this hatred for the Jews by many people. And I can't understand a lot of the hate either, like for the Jewish people. So these fans who go to watch Tel Aviv in Aston Villa there in a couple of weeks, again, what have they got to do with Benjamin Netanyahu and the whole Palestine conflict and how many missiles have been fired, etc., etc.? And the reality is not a lot, not a lot. They're just Jewish people, so why you hate all Jews because of how Israel's government acts, I can't sort of wrap my head around it, because that's like hating the British people for how the British government acts, and we all hate the British government, do you know what I mean? So it's a mixed bag, really. I can't see how you can hate an entire religion and peoples for their actions of the government, really. And again, like, it's not their fault that they're in the Bible. That's the book that was written before we were all here. So it's not their fault. That's, again, I can't see why everyone hates the Jews so much. Just not something I've got in any way, to be honest. Again, I was with a Jewish fella. I met him again in London, but I was with him in Manchester, and he was a nice lad. Bible something Bikers was the name of his channel. I forgot now. Something Bikers was the name of his channel. I am not subscribed again now, but I can't even remember the name of it. So yeah, there's this big hatred for the Jews. I mean, again, this all got concocted before the Second World War as well. This is why everything went down. This is literally like history repeating itself. Like, the reason everything went down and the Jews were so persecuted was because through propaganda, they'd turned everybody on the Jews, and it just feels like we're there again. Do you know what I mean? Just absolutely feels like we're there again. So I'll play a bit more of this.
Country, but other parts of the world too. And instead, we've got police saying that Jewish fans couldn't be safe in Birmingham. Now, this ought to tell us absolutely everything about where Britain is at as a country, when Birmingham, which is our second biggest city, isn't actually safe for Jews. It's a complete moral collapse. And I'm afraid that the police will ultimately protect illegal migrants from protesters in pink vests. There were ladies called the Pink Ladies, Danica, who were protesting in favor of the protection of women and girls. They were told they couldn't protest. but they will actually stand in to protect the illegal migrants from these oppressive pink ladies. But they won't protect Jews at a football match. It is two-tier. It is actually one rule for those who break into our country and completely another for those who actually have been here.
Yeah, I mean, all the British people, aren't pissed off at this point, like a lot of us are, that were at Manchester and London, and again, just the people who watch the videos on YouTube of all the creators that are covering the fall of Britain. Like, how people are not pissed off is beyond me. Like, at the current state of affairs in this country, again, I just can't understand how you're not pissed off, because you're supposed to live in a democracy. Is like one reason why. So you're supposed to have some sort of say about what goes on. If we lived in a communist country, the fact that it always goes to shit, then fair dues, there's nothing we can do about it. But we live in a democracy, so apparently there is stuff we can do about it, yet we kind of don't live in a democracy. It looks like we do live in fucking a communist country at this point, and we're just told what's happening. Online Safety Act, fucking digital ID, you name it. It's coming down the line. Shut the fuck up. That's what we're doing. So, yeah, how people aren't pissed off at what's going on. I mean, they're just being blinded by celebrity bullshit, probably. That's half of it. But again, like, this is the thing. We're trying to help you. You know what I mean? We're trying to save your life. All this celebrity bullshit that you're currently lost in, it will be gone. It will all be gone. Will all be gone. So it's bad news, as he says there. It's just, it is big news that of like, and a sign of the times in many ways. That's not good. Like, it's not good that all this is happening. It's not good about Jews not being safe in Britain. Again, we were the people who saved them last time in many ways. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what's being said here. Well, one of the countries that saved the Jews and then put Israel back in the land. To be honest, the actual country that done that. Yeah, they're not safe here anymore. Like, so it is like big and bad news in many ways, and a sign of the times. And we seen there the other day. I don't know if many people seen it. I watched it on Paz, but it was going around. There's more Muslims now in England than there is Welsh people. So again, like, well, this systematic takeover over time. People are correct. Give it 10, 15, 20 years. With the amount of kids these people have in comparison to us, they will take over. It literally will take over. Within sort of 20 years, this could be a Muslim country, the way it's going.
For goodness only knows how long, and help to build it. So ultimately, I think it's a sign of the sickness that is running riot in Britain, and you don't beat anti-Semitism by banning Jews. You beat it by actually standing up to the bigots and protecting them.
Spot on, exactly. This is a national sport we're talking about. To say to Jews, don't come for your own safety, isn't. I mean, I'm flabbergasted, to be quite honest, Darren. I think it's extraordinary. Now,
I mean, with Tommy being in Israel, if Tommy gets a sniff of this, the British people, the Unite the Kingdom, the Raise the Flag, the Enough is Enough brigade would protect the Jews at this football match. I know that would be a fact. Do you know what I mean? If the call went out to protect the Jews at this football match to the British people, they'd probably do it, because it's part of the whole mantra of raise the flag. At the same time, there was Jewish flags flying in the crowds. We stand with Israel, and yeah, if that was the call, I'm sure the British people would come out and defend the Israeli people. So that's, again, it shouldn't even be happening, really.
Now, look, I want to ask you about the latest polling. Reform UK has really been accelerating in recent months. According to the latest MRP poll, Reform's on track to win 445 seats, Labor down to 73 MPs if an election were held.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to get fucked over again here, by the way. Like, there's no way Nigel Farage is going to fix anything. I'll tell you now. He's another plant, and he'll just come in, he'll talk shit, change out, and if he does change out, he'll be in the guise of getting rid of people, but it'll be like removing the human rights crack. He'll remove our human rights, so I'd be very wary, to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would vote for him well ahead of Labour, and although I don't mind the woman in Conservative power, she seems all right when I've seen her in Parliament talking. The Conservative woman, I don't know what she's called, the black woman. She doesn't seem too bad, to be honest, but again, she's just the opposition, so she has to say the opposite thing, so it's all just part of the show in many ways, I would imagine. But reform could be as well. So yeah, that's the other thing. I mean, I don't know if was it Advance UK and Rupert Lowe. I think he might be the best option personally. Like that might be the best option of everybody. Or Tommy Robinson if he wanted to run for a politician. But I don't know. Farage has been a politician for a long time. He's been in Europe. So I'm weary. I'm very weary of Nigel Farage. I think that is just the next stage of the plan, to be honest, because when we need to get where we're going, it was always going to get rough. So you're going to need a party at some time when it gets rough to make some big calls here. And what better than a new party do that the original parties can all just blame it on if it all goes wrong. So I'll be very wary of reform, to be honest.
Tomorrow. But gee, have a look at the Tories, just 7. Darren, why is reform capturing the mood of the British public so well? What does it tell us?
Look, I actually think.
I mean, what a fucking... you've got to be real fucking stupid to not know the answer to that question. And to even ask it in the first place. Like, what do you mean? Like, everybody in fucking Britain's pissed off because of the migrants. Like, the migrants, the money of the migrants raping everybody. The economy, how much everything costs, the inflation, Keir Starmer's a wanker. We don't like Shamama Mahmood either. We don't want her in charge of the Home Office. I mean, the list's fucking endless, to be honest. The list that we've got, the fucking Jews can't get to football matches. You name it, we've got the problems. There's stabbings everywhere. Everybody's getting stabbed. All the high streets are dead. There's no shops except for fucking Turkish fucking barbers and nail shops and I mean, the problems are endless here. The problems are fucking endless. Absolutely endless. So, the mood of the nation is we're pissed off. We're pissed off about everything. Enough was enough. We're pissed off about kids being attacked and fucking stabbed in schools and fucking schools having to do fucking security drills on the off chance that some fucking crazy migrant or Muslim's going to break in and stab them all to death. Like, well, this isn't how the way it should be. You know what I mean? This isn't the way it should be. So yeah, we're pissed off. What a stupid question, really. Like again, fuck me. Why are the British people pissed off? How long have you got? How long have you got to listen to the fucking list? Do you know what I mean? Like we have how much of this video's left? 1 minute 39. He can't get in a minute and 39 seconds, and I'm sure she's going to talk again. Yes, she is. There's no way in a minute and 39 he can get in all the problems that we've got going on here. It's the other side of that. So I'll leave it there anyway. Basically, the Israeli fans aren't allowed to get the Aston Villa match because the Muslims have took over fucking Birmingham long ago. So you wait and see what happens. But there's been now a big outcry because people think it's bad. It's a sign of bad times that the Jews aren't safe and Jews can't go places again. And are being restricted because they're Jews. Again, we've been here before. So, yeah, let's see what happens. But that's the crack. The Jews have been banned from going to a football match in Birmingham because the Muslims don't like it. So, let's see what happens. But nothing good. It'll be nothing good. I'll leave it there. Peace.